Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the official first episode of
Culture of Her.
You were
yes,
extra excited with that
I was extra excited. I'm sorry. Welcome, come on into the room, ladies and gents.
Yes. Bring some wine.
Yes,
with you.
yes.
Bring some wine
Gather round.
Yes.
Sorry.
The much needed and the anticipation.
Yes, guys, we're officially dropping our first episode. I know you guys have been waiting. We've been super excited to get this for you guys. But like the girls said, make sure to grab a drink and let's have some fun.
Yeah, so before we get started, even though Christina had a head start, let's
Like I
toast.
said, anticipation.
Let's toast.
Let's toast
I
to
feel like all of you out there.
Yes, let's cheers and toast
Salud.
to this very epic moment.
Mm-hmm.
We're excited to be here with you today. My name is Selena. I will be one of your beautiful hosts on this amazing Culture of Her journey. And
I'm Christina. You'll know more. I'm Christina. That's really all
That's
it needs to be said.
All right. And I am Stephanie. I guess I'll just keep it short, just like Christina, and you guys will find out more about us.
yeah, stay with us. Stay tuned in. You will find out more about each and every one of us as you stay tuned into this journey. But we want to give you a brief recap because a lot of people still are not aware of what Culture of Her is all about. This is just really a safe space for all things her, literally, like women empowerment. This is not to emasculate men at all. We invite, in fact, we welcome all the men, gents, and everybody to come into the room as well.
We have plenty of messages for the men.
I mean, that's how we started. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome. And not only messages for, like, it's a learning situation. It's a learning journey for all of us. It's the idea that we all want to cultivate and grow together, right? But in the world of women, in general, I know personally, I've been big dog long enough, right? We all want to kind of be able to take off some of that strength and take off some of that power and just be able to bask in the ambiance of femininity, of vulnerability, and just be able to be supported with one another, sisterhood, fellowship, and just really support through all things in life. We all have a different journey. Our experiences are unique in themselves, but really when you think about in the grand scheme of things, they're very similar. And so with that, it helps to be connected with each other as we travel through that.
Yeah, and like I feel like everyone's going to have their own definition of the culture of her, and that's kind of what we want it to be. We want everyone to have their own definition and give it their own life, put their own life into it. We're going to share so much. I think we're going to grow so much with everyone. And I'm just excited to be able to take some, like you said, some of that power off, some of that weight, and share a couple things, maybe have some vulnerable moments. It is what it is, but that is part of being her. I feel like as females, we are in touch with our emotional side, at least.
Maybe too much.
Too much. All right. Okay. We can agree. But that's just the journey of being a woman in this society. And I honestly cannot wait to talk more and just cry, have fun, laugh, drink, and just enjoy every single moment.
Yeah. I mean, I think initially we all came in with the same goal to just be us. Be our individual selves and be accepted for that, and also learn more about ourselves, but also about the women that we are surrounded with, and continue to grow and continue to just evolve and just find out more about what we like, more of what we're afraid to do, things that, like she said, when we were talking about vulnerability, I think that's the biggest thing, is just to do what you need to do without fear of judgment, just to go out and have fun and just go through the journey and create your own culture instead of just following what you think you should be following on a regular basis, but just live. And I think a lot of our meetings that we have had, we've learned a lot about ourselves behind the scenes, which, it's such a grateful moment, Thanksgiving season. It's such a grateful moment for us to be able to share this with you guys, but also include our audience and just create a culture and a family that is going to develop over this podcast and our events. And to the followers so far, we are so grateful for you. Thank you for being so supportive and also so patient. I mean, I know a lot of people come up to us on a regular basis. When is this going to happen? When are you going to launch the podcast? So thank you for being patient. We all obviously have busy lives, no excuses aside, but we want to do this and really enjoy this. We didn't want this to be something that is a chore. We wanted this to be, this is our baby and we are sharing it with you, and we just want to have a good time. We really just want to have a good time, and we want you to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So, by that being said, every time we see culture of her, you got to take a drink.
Yes.
Yes.
So if you are listening to this on Thanksgiving Day, we have a little trick, you know, a little fun game for you guys. If you don't drink, you don't have to drink alcohol. You can drink water. You can drink your juice, whatever you're drinking. But during this podcast, if we say culture of her, grab your drink.
Absolutely.
And with alcohol, it is a little bit more fun. So my suggestion would be that. Get your alcohol of choice. But if not, just do it for fun and games. Have fun.
Yes,
enjoy your company on Thanksgiving. And it's just something a little bit extra that we wanted to do today, too. So
yes, definitely. And I love exactly something that Christina said. Like, obviously, culture is the set of, like, beliefs, ideals, principles, and values that are instilled in you, right? But it's also things that you create yourself. And I think what makes this unique is because as women, right, we have a lot of that told to us, what women can't do, but more importantly, even in society, like, so many things are being shaped, like what you should look like, what kind of, like, body shaming, like, whether it's social media, it's just so many avenues of things telling you what you can and can't do, what you should and shouldn't be. And so in this space, literally, like, come as you are, like,
safe
be as you
zone.
should be. Like, this is the safe zone.
You don't want to wear makeup today.
Like, period.
Don't wear makeup today. You want to dress up today? Come dress up today.
And do that.
Yes.
Like, it's at the end of the day, in this space, is you versus you, Pooh. And make sure you win, period. Every time when you step into the room. And that's what makes this space great, because it's literally, like, judgment free and all of that. And so truly thankful for this fellowship. Like, it is so important to make sure that you are surrounding yourself with people who want you to be happy in real life, healthy, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and
Spiritually.
On
all
yes.
levels.
On all levels.
Yes.
And especially, as Christina said, as we embark upon this Thanksgiving season, I want to give thanks to my girls. All things her,
See,
culture
we're so
her. 'Cause we
emotional.
I know, I'm not going to cry.
I'm gonna take
but
a sip.
I said culture her on purpose so we can drink to that. Just so
Are we going to clink every time?
Well, no,
Okay, I'm
no,
gonna stand
because,
this
you know,
down
and
this time.
COVID is real, so we not clinking in real life. I'm only clinking with them. Oh, God, period, for real. No, seriously, that's not even laughing. Be safe.
No, well, because
seriously,
you do have to
I
be careful.
normally they
Yeah, you
already
have
know I wear my mask everywhere. I
You
go,
still
I don't
have
care.
to be careful. I mean, just in general. I think in terms of talking about health, it's just we are all so much more aware besides COVID.
Yeah.
Of, being aware of,
Precautions
like,
and different things.
oh, I should wash my hands more. I wasn't washing my hands more. Maybe I should be 6 feet all the time. You know what I mean? So it's like different things that have made, after COVID, people more aware of, it kind of expanded our minds to think a little bit differently. So
Absolutely, which is great. Longevity in all things, money, health, strength, all that.
But
so
here we are, together. And, yes.
So we thank you for joining us and being together with us on this amazing experience as we launch our first official podcast and first. And so you made it here on this amazing
Your dances
moment.
are my favorite, by the way.
I know, the real ones, not the fake ones.
Both of them.
Okay, well, thanks. Okay, thanks. So, as we get into this idea of Thanksgiving and giving thanks, let's talk traditions, trials, and triumphs. I mean, when it comes to Thanksgiving, like, we give thanks. Yeah, there's all these things, but let's just have a little fun. What are some, like, Thanksgiving traditions that you guys have? Because obviously we all have different cultures, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. It's okay to celebrate differences. I have friends of many different backgrounds.
For sure.
And I like to learn new things. I don't mind trying different things. And I think with a lot of, since quarantine and COVID, I think a lot of people have been through stuff that had changed like the way they look at those traditions. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of people are open to trying, doing different things. Maybe you travel for the holiday more.
View life different in general because of COVID,
Yeah.
It's changed everyone's life. But yeah, traditions when it comes to Thanksgiving or just even the holidays. This past weekend, I actually made pasteles with my mom. Nice. It's something that we do every year. I'm not sure if you know what pastel is.
No, I'm like, I need a translation.
So they're called pasteles.
I need a translation.
I just took some from my mom's freezer the other day.
People in the
Shout out to my mom.
Okay, well, clearly I need
it's a Puerto Rican dish. Okay. Normally it's made in the holidays. So many things are included to make this dish, but it looks like a little brown piece of...
There's no explanation. You gotta go in and eat it fearless. Yes. You gotta go in fearless because
what's all in there? You said so many things.
It's plantains.
Yeah, it's a delicacy. The taste of it is a delicacy.
It's actually
Well, my best friends are Puerto Rican, so I know.
You know what? I should have brought some for you to taste.
Yeah, where is it? And I heard you talk about some red beans and rice. Where is that?
So actually, I have some. I made some yesterday. It's in my refrigerator.
That was yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, in terms of traditions, we always have arroz con gandules is a thing.
Translation.
Rice and beans.
Okay.
So just Stephanie and I are Puerto Rican, so we always have rice and beans. It's a very traditional dish for sure.
Because I need
some of these languages.
Yeah, because I need to know some of them. But go ahead.
I'm gonna need.
So I can tell. I want my. So I can roll my tongue a little.
Yeah. So you're good.
Like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to take a drink on that one. So we're talking about our rice and beans.
My bad.
What are you eating? What's up?
You know what? I really don't want to. You already know. Life been lifing for me. Mm-hmm. So I really don't have an appetite for much. I am a seafood lover. That's not happening. So traditional stuff, mac and cheese. You already know how we coming. Heavy on the mac. Heavy on the cheese, dressing, stuff like that. Ham, turkey. I don't eat turkey.
Ooh, let's have this ham turkey discussion.
What's up?
Do people have both? Or just
very much
do you want always both or do you just want
let me explain
or?
to you about our culture. You can have,
go ahead.
You can have whatever you like. When I say whatever you like, you got the fried turkey, you got the smoked turkey. You feel me? You got the baked turkey. You got ham,
egg, bacon.
I don't even know the song. But you have all of that, and then it's gonna be 50 degrees. You're gonna have some ribs. You feel me? Somebody gonna have the ribs.
And all of it's gone. No leftovers.
No, it depends on the family and how many families and things like that. Like, because some people still have that. My family is massive on both sides, so that's a lot. But even though you may get together with the whole family, I still cook at home because that's the thing.
I will tell you.
Because then you end up going with the family and it's like, you're so busy socializing, or it's like, I don't know who cooked that. I don't know. So I don't do a lot of eating because I'm so busy moving. So then when you come home at the end of the day, you're starving. Like, I ain't even get a plate. Yeah. So you need something for your home. I don't know about everyone else. Comment in the chat or, comment whatever. But let me know. But we still cook. I still cook for my home.
Well, my mother usually cooks. I will bring up one topic. I feel like bigger families don't get together as much as they used to. Like, I remember my family's huge and we always used to get together. I think the bigger we grew, the less we got together because now it's really like immediate family here and immediate family there, which I miss that tradition of all of us getting together.
Do you think because of COVID, because of that year, or was it before that?
I think our families have expanded so big that, it's just like, I have a child, my sisters have children, so it's like the more you expand, the more you're have an obligation to your immediate family. And then the larger it is, you don't have the space for it or the traveling. You know what I mean? So you want to try to. I mean that's just my opinion. I feel like I miss that at times, but also I do understand why some people would be. Just want to have that immediate family because they do need that time. So, but in my opinion, that's something that I do miss is like the whole family getting together.
And I think that kind of takes us to the trials version of our Thanksgiving talk, because with the holidays brings trials, right? Yeah. We love those traditions. We love the values. We love the heritage and all those things, right? The memories of it all. But there's also a lot of trials that come. And sometimes a lot of that dissension may come from the matriarch or the patriarch, like love and loss, right? When we lose a loved one. A lot of that is instilled in those older elders of our family. And so when they pass on, you lose
who's taking that role?
You lose a missing link of that. And so then there's nobody to own that, with grandma or grandpa or that. And then also too, like you said, with the expansion of the family, and then that family also wants their own tradition. Like, you guys come see me. Like, I'm always coming to see you guys. Nobody ever comes out to visit us. Yeah. So then you get a lot of that kind of like, you want people to see your success, and you want people to come visit your area and see, it's just a lot of that. Yeah. And we get that. Like, nobody ever comes to my house for the holidays, so I'm not going to nobody else's. Petty in the grand scheme of life, and that, right?
I mean, that's a trial in itself.
That's a big issue.
Yes, it's a trial in itself not to take things personal during the holidays. Yeah. Right? I mean, in life, you shouldn't take so much personal anyways, but especially during the holidays, because you really never know on a personal level what people are going through. And sometimes it is just a day to people. Some of us, like Christmas is coming. Christmas was like yesterday for me. I'm like elf, but not everybody is like me. I'm learning that, to be patient and really to understand everybody and just not take things personal and just kind of like just go with it. You know what I mean? But I do think that, some holidays are harder for people who did lose their patriarch or, their matriarch in their family. So we do have to be cognizant of that. When we do get together with people, not take it so personal, so that everybody can enjoy the day.
And as well, when we do grow into our lives and we meet our partner and we make our immediate family, we also have their family to look after. So it's like, how do you split time? I mean, you can't even like get everyone together because there's always another family that's like, oh, well, we have ours over here, So it's really, really hard. Like I was telling you guys, I'm going to do the first little Thanksgiving at the studio, and I invited my immediate family and Steven's immediate family. But then I'm like, okay, well, Berto, my oldest brother, and Gina are going to come late because they're visiting her family, So it's like there's always something where we can't just be at one place at one time. And I mean, it makes sense, and maybe it's balancing. Maybe it's one year going here, maybe 1 year going there.
100% balancing, because if you don't balance, you're not gonna enjoy the day. Yeah, you're gonna be pulled left and right. So you have to make sure you pace yourself, make sure you balance, make sure you're doing what you want to do. I don't think anybody should ever feel obligated. If you're tired and you've worked all week and you don't feel like going anywhere, then don't go anywhere. Like, you know what I mean? But that is also my personal opinion.
Yeah. So. And I mean, and I guess it kind of depends. I know. It's just two big families on both sides for me. So to each his own. Luckily, we're grateful to be from the same area, so there's no pick and choose. There's no pick and choose. Like every holiday is both period. Like I'm not picking yours over mine. That's never happening.
It's not right either. It's hard.
I'm not letting you pick yours over mine. Like that's never happening. So it's always a long day. Because but we balance
giving each other their time.
Because it has to happen for my children first of all, because they deserve to have time on both sides, and they love both sides. Like it's just massive cousins, and like we grew up like that. I mean,
I was just going to mention that, and that was
important.
That was the best time when you were with all your cousins and you were playing and all that. That was amazing.
And my family, I'm grateful because we also kind of rotate different things. We're like, okay, they get it. So like Christmas Eve, big junk, like gingerbread houses, and some families do that where you rotate. Like Christmas Eve is a big thing for one side, and then Christmas Day. Yeah. So, but speaking of trials, and I want to come to you because you mentioned the bow. That's a big trial. We talked earlier with some people who tuned in. They were a little bit crazy, but
our phone calls earlier.
Speaking of that, like what are the do's and don'ts of like going to your spouse or significant other's place for the holiday? Like, How is that with the other family? Do you go or do you just be like, nah, you go with your people and I'm going to stay with mine?
It's obviously
I'm not talking marriage because obviously that's
I can't even
commitment. That's different.
I can't even say time. I was going to say time, maybe, like depending on how long you are with somebody. But I don't think time is even, and if you've been with somebody and you guys are great, then time is no option. Really, it's not really considered, like, it doesn't matter if you've been together 5 years or 1 year. But I think it's just how both of you are comfortable around each other's family. Like, do you want to do this together, or do you want to like meet up afterwards after we go and celebrate each other's family? So having that discussion in a partnership is important, but respecting that other person's opinion and just coming to a good middle ground so that we're
but how soon is too soon?
I don't really know.
How soon is too soon to be trying to go to somebody's house?
If I'm invited,
to me, it depends on how good the food is.
Well, you don't know.
I'll bring you a plate.
I heard. I'm just
saying. No, we're gonna bring you a plate.
I think it really depends if you are invited. I don't think you should ever invite yourself to your spouse's event. Don't ever assume that you're automatically going.
But if I'm bae,
it doesn't matter.
So who would you trying? You trying to sneak?
No. That's a whole trial in itself.
No, I think if you haven't
that's
been
not
there,
even for Thanksgiving.
Right?
That is not a Thanksgiving.
No, if you haven't been there yet, if you haven't met the family, not you,
nobody,
not you. No, honestly, if you haven't been there yet, if you haven't met the family yet, I think you should wait.
Is not the time.
You should wait to be introduced. Hey, babe, you want to come? Yes, for sure.
Is the holiday
not, hey,
the
I'm
time?
coming, or hey, what are we doing Thanksgiving? Or
if
he invites you, if she invites you, you're more than welcome to come. But I don't think you should step on someone's toes if they're not ready to make that.
I mean, do you really want to go somewhere if you're not invited anyways?
No, exactly.
I mean, if you really think of it,
no.
It's so like you want
I don't want to go on a holiday. I'm sorry.
Well, you want
too much
somebody to be
pressure.
there.
It's too much pressure. You know how many people you're going to meet at once?
Yeah,
that's too much.
No, it's okay.
One hitter quitter. Everybody locked and loaded, like trying to take you out. No thanks.
While everybody's watching you eat, I'm trying to eat in peace.
No, I might not eat this. I might be too. I'm too scared. I can't. But that is a big deal when you're in relationships and trying to figure out like how soon is too soon. But, to each his own as we process through those trials. But one of the biggest trials that we did not talk to in the final trial that I'll throw out on the table is we kind of skimmed over it, and I'll kind of throw this out there. I'll hit it and quit it because I don't want to get emotional. But as I, too, recover from
You're allowed to get emotional.
I'm not, though.
This is culture of her.
Part of me. You got you.
As I, too, recover from multiple losses within a week's time, it's a lot. I know that some people for the holiday, not just Thanksgiving, but even like Christmas, certain songs are a trigger because they are associated to memories. Certain even foods, dishes. I mean, even, do you know what I mean? Like, I would rather be on an island in the middle of nowhere or in a hotel room watching, like I will have no parts of this just for the sake of not reliving. And I'm not talking about like currently right now. I'm talking 60-year-old people. And they may have children and grands or people who are looking to them as the matriarch. So it's like, I'm not saying that they gave up on life or anything because they didn't. They're thriving. They're still well. But when it comes to the holiday, they are still suffering.
It hits different.
And it's hard because as a mom, right, or as a grandma or whatever role they play in their own family, they still are struggling, right, to
come to the forefront.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're struggling to heal themselves, let alone carry their children through a holiday season.
I mean, loss is probably one of the biggest challenges to begin with, and let alone on a day you're supposed to be celebrating and be the happiest. And it's, you don't want to pretend, and you shouldn't have to. And I think if you need to take time to grieve, that is your choice to be able to do that, especially with the loss of a family member. And I think when you do lose family members, your life is forever changed. It's not, just this Thanksgiving is going to be different. Every Thanksgiving after this is going to be different for you. So you're going to have to adapt to that change. And, it is going to be a change. And I but I commend you for your strength.
So strong. Oh my God.
In general, because, I think we should always shout out our strengths amongst our trials. And, I've been able to see your strength through it. So, continue thriving, and you're going to find different areas that are going to be happier. Maybe Thanksgiving's not going to be the best, but you're going to find a different day that you're going to be reminded and be like, dang, this is where today is actually better. Mm-hmm. So, you take it, like we always say, we take life as it comes. We take holidays as it comes. And, I just think the relationships that we're building together and our communication together, and, like you said, I don't want to be emotional, but gosh, if we don't feel our emotions and our feelings, then what are we doing? What are we really doing? You know what I mean? And I don't think I want everybody to come into this and feel as much as you can, because that's what living is about. If you're not feeling it, then what are you doing?
You know what I mean?
Wrong. Yeah, you're doing something wrong. But so, let's dive into it, man. Dive into life and just get it, Yeah.
So. It's important to find little bits and pieces of that happiness. And I feel like you will find that little by little. I don't think anybody should ever rush it, because that's the hardest thing to do. But I think you will find little things that will make you smile throughout the day. If it's maybe your son or your daughter doing something that just maybe reminded you of something that might be of that person, but it made you feel kind of warm inside and just happy, I think you will have those bits and pieces, and I think that's what keeps everyone going. It's those little pieces that remind you of that person, honestly, and your family, who they are now and what they're going to be and what your kids are growing up to be, and just finding those moments to, I wouldn't say heal, because it's really hard to heal from that, but just to find that happiness. And I think that's kind of what we're thankful for, is what those little things bring to you.
And I love that Thanksgiving now is much more traditional on the Thanksgiving portion than, any other controversial portions that we can talk about.
Yeah.
But I think the transition of being thankful and being grateful, because throughout life, you've got to be more grateful than ungrateful. And that's what's going to get us through every day beyond Thanksgiving. And if anything, the biggest takeaway is, being positive for the day rather than finding the negatives in the day. So
I agree. And so that's...
But I'm not promising it's going to be great.
No.
Which is why Culture of Her is telling you. I don't think we said Culture of Her. Did we? We didn't say it at all. So I'm going to say Culture of Her.
Yeah, Culture of Her. I'm very grateful for Culture of Her for the third time, for those who are listening. If you're keeping up. And so that brings us to our third and final topic for this Thanksgiving roundup of the podcast, which is triumphs. I think that in the idea of giving thanks, it's important to celebrate those triumphs and those things that we do overcome, no matter how big or how small. There's a lot of people who maybe made it over that hump of that challenge and that difficulty, and are finally starting to see the light and able to make a dinner or able to make it to that family event that you were avoiding because of whatever reason. Whether it was sometimes it could be holding a grudge about that auntie cousin boo boo,
but that 5 years ago drama.
5 years ago she tried to
you want to laugh. Sometimes it ain't even about anybody for me. It's the fact that I don't even have to work.
Yeah.
I'm like,
you finally
I'm not
get a second.
doing anything.
Yeah, you finally get
my
that.
triumph is not to think about work.
Yeah.
Shut it down. Be thankful.
And just spend the day your way. Man. And on your terms.
Yes.
That alone is like a peace, right? Yeah. Peace in the valley. But more importantly, there's a lot of people who were forced to branch out on their own, not necessarily because they wanted to. Maybe their circumstances forced them out. Maybe they moved away out of town. Maybe this is their first. There's a lot of children who are, I won't say raising parents these days, but whatever the circumstances are, they are in the parent role. Maybe they're helping rear their siblings. Maybe they are, whether the parents are struggling from addiction, whatever it is, they are more so in the leadership position of that family and just trying to keep it together at a young age. And that's not easy. Mm-hmm. And so for them to be able in this holiday to, bring the family together, have their first Thanksgiving, host their first Thanksgiving like you, that's a big deal. So how you feeling about that?
It's super exciting. Mom is still doing the cooking. Mom and Steven's mom. So
Shout
moms.
out to moms.
But moms are still doing the cooking. Mom's bringing most of the Puerto Rican food, and Dalitza is bringing.
You got the space and you got the vibe.
Yeah, we're gonna do a nice king's table with some candle in the middle.
And with the queen. Let's not forget Crown.
With the
Crown, Mrs. Crown. But go ahead.
You guys will get to know me a little bit more later.
Don't forget with the culture of her.
Of her. Right? You're talking to Miss Queendom here. If you don't know.
She got a whole bunch of crowns.
Whole bunch of crowns. Yeah.
Just go look at her Instagram.
Oh my goodness.
That's my shout out.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Back to the queen and king's table.
Back to the king's table. We're just going to do something simple with my family and Steven's family. I'm going to do a nice, like I said, king's table. Moms are going to cook, and we're just going to spend time together. It's a bigger space than just a home. So everyone can be in their corner if they want to be, or we can be a little bit closer. It's completely up to you. Nice. Yeah. We're going to have some games and, just a nice time.
Yeah, that's nice. What about
my mom? My mom always cooks every year. My goodness, my mom's an amazing cook. So I'll have dinner with my parents and my daughter, and then we're gonna watch the Cowboys. Hopefully, they beat the Giants after. So that's a big thing. Football is a big thing always on Thanksgiving. If you don't like sports, I feel bad for you, but it's cool. That's your own. You do you.
Sports is a big.
I support you.
Yeah,
but yes. yeah. So football's a big thing. I'll watch football with my dad. So yeah, that's the plan.
And
hopefully I'm on time. My triumph this year will be if I am on time.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to be on time.
And for some people, your triumph might be making that meal and not burning it. Getting it to the table, actually done. I'm not going to speak on one sibling that said they was making something. It ain't never make it to the table. I think somebody else finished that meal. I think my niece finished it for them. I'm not going to speak on what it was. It's supposed to be some kind of specialty yams or something. And then it was supposed to be one of those, what is they called? Churkins or something, like a turkey but a hen. What is it?
I have no idea.
You know what? Behind the scenes, what is it called?
I'm getting rice and beans.
Is it? it's one of those stuff something. I don't know. But one little known fact about me, and just put it in the record book for her. Anything that looked like what it used to be, it will never be for me. So if it looks like a bird, quack like it. If it looked like it could get up and fly away or do what it used to do, I will never eat it. So it's not for me. So happy holidays from me to you. I don't care. Forget what it looked like. Forget how it tastes. It's not for me. I will never even cook it for you. So, but
with that
being said,
we want you guys to have a great holiday.
Yes.
Please continue to support us. We are actually here to support you and really bring us all together. My goodness, we just want to create a culture where you guys are included. We want you included. We want you to be a part of this. So please reach out at any time. With any questions or concerns, or, you can personally DM any single one of us. We're here to really listen to your opinions. Your opinions matter. Your voice matters. Never forget that. We have a lot of things coming up. We do have something in the works prior to the end of the year. So
maybe we can see each other face to face.
Yes, we want to create an inclusive culture as well. So if we have anything, never be afraid to come. Never. Like if you say, "Man, I wish I would," I want to come, but I don't want to go by myself. We're here. Come.
Just come.
You're never going to be by yourself. If we say we're going to do something, then come. We'll make sure you don't feel that way.
Guys, we are so grateful for each and every single one of you, for all the listeners, for all the viewers. I know Selena said already, but I am grateful for you guys as well. Thank you for inviting me to create the space with you. I am, again, so excited for what the future holds. I'm excited for what you guys bring to the table with us, and I cannot wait what the next couple years looks like with this.
We are not going to make you
into
wait
so excited
for the next episode.
No, we have
we have a lot of things coming
yeah.
up. So, I know this is our, like I said, in recapping our first anticipated launch of the podcast, but we do have a lot of things coming for you guys. So, just be a part of it, be a part of our journey, be a part of our culture.
And I do want to just reiterate, this is for ladies and gents. We are all inclusive here. We welcome you all to join.
Ladies and gents,
ladies
and they and
gents,
everyone.
Yes. They, she, thems, everyone. This is all inclusive, non-discriminatory, judgment-free.
Yes.
And it's really important for that because it's enough dissension and all of that outside of this space, but it's all about creating an environment and a space that brings us all together, regardless of your race, culture, creed, all of those things. But more importantly, whether it's your mom, your sister, your spouse, your wife, your significant other, everyone can figure out, if you want to learn how to tap into our brains, how to figure us out, whatever it is, DM if you have any concerns or any topics even that you want us to address.
Yes.
Anything mental health all the way through. We have so many experts and guest speakers and live events. It's just a lot of things in store. So we don't want to bore you anymore. We want to just give thanks and send you off with positive vibes and nothing but support and love from us to you. So from our culture of her to you, we want to say cheers.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Remember, culture of her is
all inclusive, and we are here to support you. So let's get it. Cheers, love, light.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Till next time.